Thanks for joining me today. I'm looking forward to teaching you how to make a very simple and quick greeting card with a little bit of quilling on the front. So first, this is our card that we're going to be making. We're going to start with our Flora and Fauna little set, the mini swirl thanks, and get our flower set up. I'm just going to ink it up really quick. Then put it down. I kind of liked the look of some faded out flowers, so I will do those after I've done my first 3. And I'm doing this over a sort of scratch paper, so that way I'm not messing up the rest of my background of my card. We'll layer it later on. I kind of just liked the look of just 3 random roses. So I've got my 3 larger, more brilliant ones. And I'm going to go ahead and ink it up, and then I'm going to stamp off to the side to take some of that layer of ink off, and then just kind of fill in some of the empties. So it looks like there's an extra layer, a background layer of flowers. Again, taking some of that extra ink off, trying to find some of my little holes. And it's okay if the secondary or bottom layer of flowers don't show through as much, because remember, it's just to help provide some depth to the card so it doesn't look like we've got lots of little empties. Perfect. So then I'm going to go ahead and take that off, and I'm going to move to the little star that came with this set, and I'm going to use that to make some leaves. Using the Evergreen Distress ink. So with these leaves, because it's a star and I don't really want stars, I am going to figure out where I would like a leaf. Maybe I'll put one right here. And then I'm going to cover part of it and then just stamp 2 or 3 of the little prongs of the star. So it looks like a little leaf without looking like a star. Inking up again, maybe I'll put one up here. And this is just so I don't get lots of little stars all over my greeting card. But just gives that hint of a leaf. You can put your leaves wherever you want. I'm just kind of looking for those empty spaces where I kind of feel like, oh, there's a lot of white space right there. Let's see, maybe another one over here. I'm trying to decide where I would like them. Because invariably, every time I make this card, my flowers end up in a slightly different spot. And maybe one more up here. And then I will call it good for little leaves. Beautiful. So then, while I have my ink and my little set out, I'll go ahead and stamp the thanks. And for this, I'm just using some nice black VersaFine ink, my go-to. You can totally use different colors for your flowers. And then I think down here feels like a good place. And I'm just going to put it off to the side because we're going to quill a little ladybug here next while our ink is drying. And voila, we have the base of our card all made. And again, I was just using the little set from Flora and Fauna, the mini swirl thanks. Okay, so now while that is drying, we're going to take a 12-inch piece of red quilling paper. It is 1/8 of an inch wide. And in your quilling tool, there's a little slot. We're going to slide the paper down and kind of hide what I call the tail. And we're going to roll all the way to the end. You don't want to apply a lot of pressure to your paper while you're rolling, otherwise it'll be very hard to get it off of your tool when you get to the end. It's okay if your paper moves around a little bit, or just after it's staying more or less on top of each other. And I prefer Elmer's glue. I got, whoa, way too much, but we're just going to put a little bit of glue there on the tail. I like using a corsage pin with my glue because then I can scrape off if I've gotten too much. And then I'm just going to smooth down the tail so it'll stay put. And there, I'm just flattening it down so it looks like a very nice top, flat part of my ladybug body. And then I'm using 2 inches of black paper for the little head. And again, I'm making another tight circle. So I put the tail inside of that slot and I'm rolling it up. A little bit of glue goes a long way. It's a little bit of glue there on the inside of the tail. Just smoothing it down. I'm kind of wiping off any excess that wants to come sneaking out of there. I'm gently pulling it off, and I have a tight circle now for the head. I'm going to put a little bit of glue here on the side, and then I'm going to join it up with my ladybug body. And while that is drying, I'll move it over there. We're going to go ahead and layer up our card. I'm using an A2 size. My background here is a little bit smaller than the finished card size. So this is 4 1/4 by 3 3/8. Putting some score tape, or if you have roller tape, any type of a double-sided adhesive works. I tend to not go all the way around, just 2 sides seems to keep it in place. Peel that off. And practice getting it up. I had my little stickies that wanted to come help me. And I'm just going to center it. And then do the same thing with our little front that we made. Putting down our top, which is 2 1/2 by 3 1/4 inches. And then it's all ready for our little ladybug. I'm still going to let mine that I just made dry a little bit longer, but I made one ahead of time. So I'm going to turn it over on its backside. I drew some little black dots on this one, so it will look like a ladybug. And then I'm just going to put a little bit of glue on the back side. A little bit more. Oh, there we go. Perfect. And then I'm just going to put my little ladybug down. Pat it down just a little bit so it'll stay put. And there we have a very quick and easy thank you greeting card. Thank you for joining me today.